and welcome to the Creative Classroom. I am Kim Kesty, and I'm super excited to be here today to bring you the February Stamp of the Month. Every month I come to you and just try to share a few little extra tips and techniques. Hopefully you will get the most out of your Stamp of the Month subscription. Now, those of you who don't know, we have 6 different clubs here at Spellbinders and Fun Stampers Journey. Stamp of the Month is just one of them, so definitely go to our website and check them all out. Let's take a look at this month's stamp. It is called Spring in the Desert, and it is definitely a nod to Arizona, where we are headquartered, but I think it's absolutely beautiful and could be used not only in the spring, but throughout the year. So we have these beautiful botanical and floral images, and the sentiments are just awesome. They're very empowering, very fun to send to a friend, maybe someone who needs a little pick-me-up or just to say hello. So absolutely love it. So I'm going to dive right in. By the way, it is 13 different stamps, and as always, our stamps, maybe you don't always know, but they are fully indexed, high-quality red rubber, and they are made in the U.S., and they stamp beautifully each and every time. So just wanted to kind of share that with you. Now, I do have some cacti and some little fun flowers already stamped out here, so I thought I would just dive right in and tell you how I created this first card. Now, I've got here something a little bit different, and in the past, I've probably used our Fun Stampers Journey Color Burst pencils a lot, but these are new here to Spellbinders. They are Jane Davenport colored pencils. And I thought, you know what? They are such beautiful colors. I could not resist using them on this card. So take a look at those beauties. And I love that Jane actually has shades of pencils as we go along that are more than just 2 shades. A lot of the Fun Stampers Journey have, maybe 2 shades of pink, but here we've got 3 in Jane. I think there's 2 kind of peachy colors in the Color Burst, but Jane has 3 different peachy shades. So I love that she's got, although it's less pencils, it's not quite as many pencils overall as the Color Burst. She does have some really fun and unique shades. So I'm just going to share with you how I created this first flower, and then I'll quickly show you some that I already have colored. So you can tell that we kind of have 2 shades of kind of tealy blue, and actually pulled out the wrong pencil. I'm going to go with this more tealy one. So first I colored this little succulent in with this pencil, and I'm just going to kind of go back in and make sure all my edges are colored in. So very beautiful pencils. They color absolutely gorgeous. Very soft and creamy. And then once I have everything colored in with this one, I'm going to come back with a little bit darker teal. And by the way, Jane has such cute names for her pencils. Let's see what this one is. This one's called 70s Eyeshadow. What? So fun. This one is called Emerald. So I'm just going to come back in, and I'm going to go in with that darker shade and more or less just outline the little petals of my succulent. And it just right away brings so much depth and dimension. So don't feel like you have to be an expert colorer to color any of our stamps in. It's really all about getting in there, trying it, following a few tips and techniques, and you're really going to have great success. So you can see that I'm just kind of darkening the edges. And then kind of where the magic happens is in 2 ways. Kind of stop right here. So then I'm going to come in with the original pencil I used, and I'm going to go over that, and that's going to help blend those 2 colors together. And I'm going to show you one more option too. And that's, lift up my pencils here. Fun Stampers Journey, also on the website, have available these blending stumps. So they're just tightly rolled paper. If you've never used blending stumps, they're pretty cool, a fun product. So I'm going to grab this little bit bigger one. And you can tell that you can clean these off with sandpaper or just rubbing them off. But they will also come in and help blend those colors together. So hopefully you're picking up a little bit of this in the video, but you can see that as I'm going over, it's just kind of taking away some of those pencil lines and just smoothing that color together. So there you go. You can kind of see the top half where I've got it more blended and the bottom half where there's none of that extra color. So definitely you can see what a difference it makes. Let me grab out a few of the colors flowers I already colored. So I colored this guy, just kind of put it right next to it. And there's some of those beautiful peachy shades in Jane's pencils, which by the way are called Buff, Highlight, and Contour. So fun. And then there's my other succulent I colored. And then there's just the fun little cacti. So that guy came in with a couple shades of the green. one of the ones I've already used, and then this guy, which is called Jiminy. So fun, Jiminy. And then I've got this flower, which I absolutely adore these shades of pink. So pretty. So there's all the shades of pink of Jane's. And they are called Pixie. I can't resist these names. Candy Floss. And Kiss Kiss. So you can kind of see where I'm going. This has got some of her red shades in there. So after I colored all of my flowers, I wanted to come back and create sort of a background. So instead of fussy cutting, which I did, this is what we call this, kind of detail cutting all these guys out. Instead of doing it for every tiny little piece from the images of the stamp set, I went ahead and stamped some of them directly onto the background paper. So that's kind of a fun, I guess, shortcut way to do it. So I'm just going to bring in a little bit of blue to this guy. And again, these leaves are so tiny that you don't have to be so precise. By the way, I did model this card after one that our designer Mariana made. I'm going to show you her card when I am finished. And her card was actually created with some of the watercolors that we have. So you can see the difference between her card, which was, like I said, watercolored, and this card that I made with the colored pencils. It's kind of fun to do that. Don't be shy about using some of the cards that we have on our website. Use them for jumping off points. Maybe you like the style of the card. Maybe you like what we did with the matching die. Maybe you like the color palette. So definitely don't be shy about, getting inspiration from our website. That's really what we put it out there for. Some people, I think, are a little worried they might be accused of copying or something, but honestly, that's what we do for you every day. Give you more inspiration. Okay, so you can see I'm using the darker purple, and these two pencils are called Feather, and this one's called Mystic. So I'm, again, just using the two shades and just doing a little bit darker shade on the edges. So quick, so easy. And then these two guys, I'll do a little bit of green. This card ends up looking so fancy when it's done. And you can see as you watch me create it here that it's really not that hard or mysterious on how it gets put together. A lot of these pieces will end up being a little bit covered up by my top layer, but that's okay. All right, and I've already got this really fun sentiment, encouraging sentiment, I should say. I love it. Be a fantastic card to send to somebody who needs to brighten their day. I'm kind of starting with my main floral accent, and I'm going to put that right about here. And then I can build in with my smaller pieces. So there's a little tip for you. Kind of start with your bigger flowers. And then just work your way down. And I am popping these up with little foam squares. And that's going to add a little more dimension to my project. So isn't that layering fun? You can see how the background layer is just kind of popping out, or I should say peeking out, while my top layer is popped. Put this little bit bigger succulent here. I did color two of these guys because I thought they kind of balanced out the project. I'm going to get my little red guys last. And they will kind of nestle right in here. A bit more over. There we go. Do your final adjustments, and I absolutely love it. I think it's adorable. I think it needs a tiny bit of sparkle. So I actually grabbed some of my mermaid sequins here, and you can see that they are kind of all the happy colors that we have in our card. I'll sprinkle a few out here. So we've got a lot of pinks and purples and turquoises. I'd like to add a little bit of sparkle to the card. Sometimes you don't need a lot. Sometimes you only need maybe 3 little sequins kind of tucked in here. I know Mariana used some other sparkle drops on hers, which will be fun to see. All right, scooch these guys out of the way. One more fun step that I'm definitely copying that she did on her card. See, I told you it's okay to copy. We've got a card base right here. So this is a Cool Pool card base. And I thought it was really fun that Mariana grabbed this washi and she used it in a little bit different way that I hadn't really seen. So I'm excited to add it to my card project too. Okay, you guys know I don't have very many fingernails. I gotta get this started. Or I should say not very long fingernails, that's for sure. All right. So this washi tape is a really pretty kind of almost more tropical pattern, but it's got this, all the same colors and all the same hues. So I think it's really going to complement. So I'm going to put one strip all the way across the top of the card base. Now we'll come back and trim that. And then the same idea all along the bottom. And think about using any of your washi tapes in your stash for this type of idea. It's almost like creating your own little mini panel of pattern paper. And by the way, this washi tape comes in a 3-pack and it is called botanical tape. So it's got all 3 fun kind of botanical prints on it. I just love it. It's one of my favorite packs. Super cute. So now we'll just trim away that extra. Flip my card over. And when I add my panel, I think you'll see the effect that Mariana was going for here. It's so fun. Get some foam squares for my panel. Put them in a little bit farther. I don't want them to show. And then when you add your fun colored and stamped panel on the top, like I said, it's almost like you have this fun, you know, like pattern paper poking out or peeking out. So really pretty. I thought the only thing that I could possibly add to this is a little bit of sparkle silk. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And it's a little bit different than Mariana did. And then I will show you her card. You guys can check them out side by side. Our sparkle silk is a really fun product. It's water-based and it's liquidy and it's got this really fun applicator tip, which we do what we call just a flicking motion. And then we just tap it on. And you can see that right away it adds that really pretty sparkle. Don't need too much. Sometimes I get carried away and keep going and going, but look how pretty. Isn't that sparkle just fun? So it doesn't add any color to your card, just that really beautiful little metallic sparkle. So cute. I love it. I love it with colored pencils. Now let's check out Mariana's. Like I said, she did these with her color splash pencils. And I see now that she has her panel all the way to the across. I should have cut mine a little bit wider, but that's okay. I love that she's got just her washi tape at the top and the bottom. But how gorgeous, right? You can see that we've really got that vivid coloring with the watercolors here and all the different shades, and my color palette's a little bit different, but I think very pretty too. And these are, again, the rainbow drops that she used for her sparkle drops. So just a great idea where you can take a card project, maybe one you see online, just switch it up a little bit, make it your own, and I know that you will have a blast doing that. So cute. All right, I have so many other cards to show you. I must move along. Okay, here's a couple of fun cards that we did with the gel press. Now, the gel press is a fun product we have. I'm going to have to do a whole separate demo on that. But the gel press is really fun to add a lot of color to your cardstock pieces. And then after they're dry and after you've pulled a print with the gel press, then you can stamp it and come up with something like this, like cut out these, stamp and cut out these images. So all of the coloring in both of these cards is originally done with a gel press print. So really, really fun. And again, I promise to do a video just on the gel press really soon so you can get more ideas. And there are videos out there on our website, I should say our YouTube site at funstampersjourney.com. So definitely check those out. So absolutely gorgeous. And those are really simple because once you have your print done, all you have to do is stamp them in black, cut them out a little bit, and you are good. Good to go. All right, here's one more background idea. I did show this idea on one of my previous demos, but I wanted to share it again, and this will be a little bit different color palette. We have a really fun product called Create a Palette, and it's just a refillable ink pad, which means that when you open the ink pad and originally you get it, it is blank. There is no ink at all. So all of this felt would be white, of course. And then you can take either our ink refills or this product, which is liquid color, and then you can just add it to your refillable ink pad. In fact, I'll switch it around so my colors match up. This is the order of the colors I made for my ink pad. So I've got Sweet Pear, Limeade Splash, Fresh Forest, Fresh Sage, and Cool Pool. I'll just add a little bit more Cool Pool just to demonstrate how you would do it. So you just gently squeeze the bottle and the ink goes straight into your ink pad. And it's just awesome. So you can customize your ink pad, make them any color combination you want. This one is kind of very monochromatic with all the shades of green, but you can do them rainbow. You can do them, from pinks to reds to oranges, just really anything you can come up with. Now this technique is actually very fun and very different. And this is another one that Mariana came up with. And she just took her ink pad and went straight to her paper. So of course you could stamp with it now, but she went straight to her paper and just pressed down. This is just whipped cream cardstock. You just press down, pretty generously, but not too hard. And then you have this really fun impression of all of your colors. And then to get a different look, I kind of rotated the paper 90 degrees. And then I'm going to come in and do another spot. And the liquid color does dry slightly lighter than it shows right here. So there's another angle. And then of course you can come in and, kind of color block it really any way you want. Or you can turn your ink pad and spin it around. Just whichever way you need to get all of your background completely filled up. Maybe I'll do one more. I'll do another one this way. I've got my paper plenty large right here, but of course, if you're doing a standard A2 card, you only need it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I would go ahead and trim this panel down and then just add a few die cuts, and we came up with this beautiful card, which, like I said, dries slightly lighter than it shows on mine. But how fun, right? What a great background. When you first look at this card, you kind of shake your head and go, how on earth did you create that background? Because it's so different. It's got just kind of the spongy look, and that is definitely from the felt ink pad. So pretty. These flowers are also colored with liquid color. So you could take any of your liquid colors, just put them on a little non-porous block or a sheet, and just pick up a paintbrush and color with them. So that's how these particular flowers and succulents were colored. So fun. So definitely experiment with the liquid colors if you haven't tried them yet. I know that you will absolutely love them. Okay, couple more inky cards. Now these guys are really kind of almost a set. They're all created virtually the same way, but they're each have their own little differences. So I'll just kind of walk through them real quickly. This is where we've added ink, just our regular True Color Fusion ink with one of our ink daubers, one of our dauber dowels. So this one we've just added some really pretty pool play and really left the stamps kind of shine on their own without any coloring. Absolutely gorgeous. Similar idea here. We've daubered the ink all the way around the edge, kind of leaving the center a little lighter. And again, just stamped in black. Don't need any more color than that to make an absolutely fabulous card. And then these two are really kind of a similar technique too, except here we've got a little bit darker ink, and then we've blended it all the way up into the lighter ink, which is the Sweet Pear. So this is Sweet Pear going all the way down to Limeade Splash. And then again, stamping the actual succulents in, I believe this is Kiwi Slice ink. Have to go back and remember that one. And same idea here. We've got the darker rose going all the way up to the bubble gum. And then again, just stamping the panel. So all 4 of these, not a single card has any coloring on it. We just got all the effects from the ink, and I just love it. So many different ways you can use this stamp set. I hope you guys are picking up on that. I know I always promise myself these videos are not going to be 30 minutes long, and somehow they end up being longer because I have so much to share. So let me share a couple more just really quick. And then I've got one more that we've used another die with. So these two are really pretty. Again, this is prints that we pulled from the gel press, but I thought it was so cute with a little DIY hoop. This is a great little product we have, and people don't often recognize what it is by seeing it online. But these are just really thin wood veneer hoops, and they're all in one piece. There's nothing you have to assemble. So you can kind of see there that they're just really thin and absolutely darling to make any kind of project with. They look really cute with this set. I always pictured this set to have kind of a wreath type of a builder effect. You could take all these flowers, and of course that is gorgeous. And this one kind of matches. It's got the little wood accents. Love that. And one very last one, which I thought was very clever, and I believe Laura Williams designed this one. She's taken our June die of the month from last year. So if you are part of the subscription of the dies, this is one that we had last June, but look how cute. It makes a darling slider card. This die is still available, not quite as inexpensive as the club was, but it is still available for those of you who have to have it. And it makes this really adorable slider card. So when you pull it up, I love that we're always getting this great angle. You know, it goes all the way up on your card. And then you can, of course, you know, write your personal sentiment inside, your little note, and then it slides down completely flat. So open, closed, so fun, love it. So I thought, what a fun little match made in heaven that one was. So this was June of 2019 die of the month. All right, so many fun projects. Just kind of load them up here. I know that you guys have had are going to have so much fun with this stamp set. Once it arrives to you in your mailbox, it's like a little treat in your mailbox every single month. The stamp of the month comes out. You can subscribe anytime during the month and get it. So if you take a peek at this one and you have not subscribed, please check out our website at spellbinderspaperarts.com. And then just click on clubs right at the top of the website, and you'll see all 6 of the different clubs that we offer. So thank you so much for sharing this few minutes with me. I really appreciate it. We will definitely see you next month. And in the meantime, enjoy bringing paper to life.